Hello, thank you very much for tuning into this week's segment of readings. Excuse me. For the main part of the reads, the tarot I'm going to use are Tarot of the Cloisters, created by and illustrated by Michelle Levitt. It's an older deck that I have. I think it was from the mid-90s, but it's by. There's also a connection to U.S. Games. I think there's a U.S. Games website if you look it up on the internet. I'm assuming it's the same U.S. Games, but this is a deck from the mid-90s. I think it's the mid-90s. Supportive Oracle cards. Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish, illustrated by Jesse Reish, and I believe it's a Hay House website at the bottom there. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you're interested. I also use dice. I use a 22-sided dice for the major arcana. I substitute 22 for 0 for the Fool. And I use a 14-sided dice for the minor arcana, and I use a 4-sided dice to choose the element. Those are from mathartfun.com. The dice shop, the website is mathartfun.com, which I think you can see on there. All right. Of course, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. All right, now let's go on to your reading. Hello, Pisces. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Pisces? Okay. These cards, double one. These cards are circular, so they could come in with a lot of fun meanings. We'll find out where. Oh, we're going to push that one down. Okay. So, one of the things I've noticed about reading this deck with the circular cards is where they're heading, where the energy is heading, I usually read as the card turning clockwise, which I'll show you in a second. So, what is this one? 3 of Wands. So, the way this one's coming in is kind of like, it was kind of more, I could see it was kind of like this. And the way I was reading it is like it's about to go right side up. The situation is becoming unstuck. Something here, I feel like, I'm going to say this because I'm a Pisces too. I feel like that's been going on for a while. Like something has been getting unstuck for a while, and I feel like we're getting another click into like where it's supposed to go. It's clicking a little bit more. Something is starting to come more into focus. Something is trying to move forward. It may also be something that you're not even sure you really want to do, that you feel like you need to do. You got the Ace of Swords. It's something you've been thinking about. You might be more in line with it, but you're not really, I don't know, I feel like I'm not really feeling it right now. Maybe you're not ready to do it, or you don't feel like it is. Could have something to do with money, where you're like, I know I need to do this. I don't really want to do this at the moment, but I think I'm coming to terms with it. Whatever this is, I don't think it's that bad for you. But I feel like I have like some type of, I want to say trepidation, or I'm slowing up with it, or like for some reason I'm just like, I'm not convinced this is something I'm really excited to do. It reminds me of like having a plate of food, and then there's a section that's these vegetables that you really don't care for. It's not the worst vegetable, but it's like I don't really want to eat it, but I really do need to eat it. That's how it feels. And it's kind of like I'm resistant to it. How long have I been avoiding it? I've been avoiding it for a while. You got the Moon card, which is your card, and the Page of Cups, which is, sometimes I see that as the Pisces card too. And I feel like I have been able to hold this off for quite a while. I don't think this is bad for you, though. I think it's a perception thing. Whatever it is coming forward, it's like, I don't want to do it. I kind of know I have to do it. It's time to move forward with it. I'm slowly getting closer and closer to doing what I need to do, but I really don't, I'm not like excited about it. I don't know, how else do I explain this? It's kind of like another analogy would be like cleaning out the garage. It's kind of like, it's time to do it. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take a few days. but I need to do it. And then once I've cleaned it out, I have to like purge a bunch of stuff. I gotta fix some parts, fix some pieces of it. You know, it feels like it's just one of those things that has a lot to do. There's little pieces, I can do it in pieces, but there's a lot to do, it feels like. And I think you have it. Okay. These are both, so like this is the clockwise thing. This like the Three of Swords is coming in. Is the Justice coming in your favor or not? I don't know. We got the Justice card waiting to see how it's going to come in. So the Justice card is waiting to come in. This energy is trying to come in at the moment. It's kind of like, I'm kind of upset about it. I don't really want to do it, but I seem to feel like I need to do it. If this reading is hitting, I feel like it's something I know I need to do. I know it's time to do it, but I'm kind of like, I'm going into it slowly. I feel like I can go into it slowly. That tree energy with the knowledge is kind of like, I know I don't have to jump into it, you know, feet first. I don't have to jump into the deep end of the pool. The water's cold. I can get myself used to it. I can slowly get into it. But the sooner I start, the easier it'll be. It's kind of one of those too. Okay. It's not bad, and you have a lot better cards coming up. We're just waiting for them to show up. You got the Ten of Cups coming up, and you got the Wheel of Fortune in question. And you got this card that's a question mark. Information. Somebody wants to be connected with you. This one is face down. Can we get the dice on that? A little bit more about. So this is like face down. It's face down like you're not seeing it, but what is that? Magician and the Two of Cups. Somebody wants to connect to you and they're connected to this situation. The Four of Cups is upside down. Which the Four of Cups upside down is like, that's like centering on, that, to me that's centering on the one piece that you like and trying to move past everything else you don't. The situation is going better. Somebody else is connected to this. And when you show up, it seems like this is where things start to get better for them. So, like for example, I was using that garage analogy, but there's like, it's almost like somebody else is going to be a part of this, or somebody else is looking to help you, or it's almost like someone else wants to rent the garage or something. It's kind of weird like that. It's kind of like, well, I wasn't going to rent out my garage, but somebody's like giving you an offer, and it's kind of like that wasn't even on the table. Not that you're actually going to rent out the garage, but it's kind of like this person coming forward and introducing themselves to you. They seem to be more important than expected. Somebody's like showing up unexpectedly. And again, the Four of Cups reversed is like somebody is like looking at this, like this situation is starting to turn around because of what you're doing. And they're feeling like the situation is going better because of your connection to it. And it's almost like a neighbor. I think that would be an easier way to do it if we're going to use that garage analogy where you're cleaning out the garage. It's almost like a neighbor who maybe you barely know or didn't even realize was there. They're seeing what you're doing and they're like, oh, that's a good idea. You know, I realized that I had to do that too. And since you started, I'm going to do mine too. If you need any help, let me know. I'm willing to help you. Maybe we could help out each other. It's kind of like that. And you're like, I wasn't really even considering that, but okay, maybe. The Four of Cups reversed, I really like that. Because I feel like when you start doing what you're doing, this other person seems to have a better attitude. Kind of like, you know, Pisces is doing it. Maybe it's time for me to do it too. You're starting something in a positive way here. I don't think that was at all your intention to do that, which is interesting. That's, I think, why I see the Ten of Cups showing up for you. Ten of Cups. I think this is I look at that stained glass feel with the cups. It's very interesting because I think all the colors are here, but the way that they've done the rainbow is very interesting. It's kind of like things need to kind of like form a little better because I keep looking at this card and it's like the rainbow. I'm noticing that's not how a rainbow actually looks. Like minus obviously the cups on it, but like the order isn't right. Like it's the order is not right, and I keep noticing it. something here is going to feel out of order for you. Like it's not going in the right way, or it's not like it's bad, because they keep looking at it, it's like it's a rainbow, so it's not that bad. It's fine. But it's kind of like that's not how that normally would go. This isn't how this normally feels. Something here feels a little like I'm not sure what's going on, but I like it. How far is this going to go? Can we get a little bit more information about this? Go into this slowly. This was like, how do I explain this one? Because it was like, it's coming in like this. It's like, go into this slowly. Go into this slowly is what I'm getting. Go into this slowly. The Wheel of Fortune is kind of turning here. It's actually going to go to your advantage. That's why they're saying go into this slowly. Because the Wheel of Fortune is turning while this is happening. But it does feel like it's turning very slowly. Which should give you the advantage to like get a heads up about where it's going before it actually gets there, so that you're not like feeling like, I didn't see that happening. It's kind of like if you pay attention and go a little slow, and I feel like that's why they're saying get into this slowly, do a little bit by day, get into this slowly. So if we're going to use the garage analogy, I would say pick a time every day that's feasible. And like maybe for a half hour every day, just do a half hour of it every day. It may take a month, may take 2 months. But for example, by doing it that way, you see what's coming your way. You see what changes are happening. So that way you can adjust what you're doing, and you can, conform to it in a way that actually is beneficial to you, versus kind of like I got all this work done and now I'm realizing I have to do this other thing, so I'm going to have to start back at square one. So it's kind of like do a little bit every day of whatever this is, whatever the situation is you're getting involved in. So like again, feasible if it's possible, like a half hour a day, and just leave it at that. Might take a month and a half, 2 months, but I'm getting, if you do it that way and get into it slowly, as the wheel is turning, you can turn it towards your advantage, or at least see what's going on, so you can at least angle it to your advantage. Don't worry about this situation. You're going to get something out of it for sure, but I'm also getting like, keep one foot in front of the other, keep working on it every day, whatever it is, 1 foot in front of the other, keep working on it every day. You don't have to go crazy with it, but as long as you stay connected with it, little by little. Some people do things better in the morning, so if you're getting, maybe you normally get up at 6 o'clock, you get up, if you can force yourself to, get yourself up at 5 o'clock, get out there. Like if it was the garage analogy, get out there at 5:15, work on it for a half hour, at 5:45, you come back in the house, pull yourself together, and do what you would normally do. You've already accomplished what you needed to, and you're on with your normal day. If that's feasible, just an analogy. Your outcome, the Chariot is coming into your favor. And then the Four of Swords is coming in too. So the Chariot is a very compatible card for Pisces. The Chariot sometimes talks about Cancer energy. It's a water energy. It's a moving energy that usually is like, I think of it like a river. Like it's going to go where it's going to go. It knows where it's going to be. It has a lot of force. It does create travel, but there's a known path. Usually that's how I see it. Especially if you think of a chariot back in the times when they were popular. They didn't. I want to say that they usually were used on flat surfaces. I don't think they usually went, across bumpy, rocky surfaces. I would think not, but I'm not an expert on that, of course. Something is coming forward with this situation, especially if you go forward slowly, piece by piece, and you keep like a rhythm with that, at least until you get to the end of the line for this situation. Things going very well for you. I feel like you're going to learn a lot that you didn't know. It's almost like that person showing up, that King of Swords we saw before, this one. I feel like you might get to know somebody, and they might become an important part of your life. Somebody with a lot of information, somebody who gives you stuff to think about, somebody who gives you ways to do things that you're like, I didn't think I had a chance to do that. Or if we're going to use that garage analogy, like, they're showing me like, the city is, for example, giving out some grants to upgrade this type of stuff, or to do that, or they can show you like, oh, there's deals here, or like this, that, or the other thing. Information you just weren't even considering. They're like, did you know this? And you're like, I didn't even realize that was an option. I didn't realize that, the 3 windows I have in my garage, the city would pay for me to have those replaced due to this grant. Everybody in the city is eligible for it who's doing certain stuff. So it's kind of like, I didn't even realize that was a thing. I didn't even realize that could be a thing. And this person's bringing that forward to you. Again, this is an analogy. A lot better things could come forward. This situation, which I feel like I'm going into slowly, it can get a lot better for you. Going into it slowly is fine, but I feel like there might be a little bit of like, trepidation again, or like resistance to start. I'm not happy to get involved in it, don't want to do it. Might be some of that energy, but they're saying the sooner you get into it, you're going to find out it's not that bad. You're going to like this more than you expect, and you got some benefits in, I was going to say successes, but some benefits and something else. It's almost like, I don't want to call them gifts, but like possibilities. Possibilities you weren't even considering are coming your way, or maybe possibilities you didn't think were for you. Not because you didn't want them, just maybe you thought you couldn't attain them. Possibilities like that coming your way that you can attain them, and people showing you how to get them. So definitely it's weird. It's kind of like get into it slowly. There is some resistance to getting into it, but if you get into it and you get into it slowly, the sooner you do, the better things get, and you're going to be happy you did. Is that it? That was a quick, the energy just kind of cut off right there, so I'm going to let it go. All right. I'll shut this down here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.